It's Week 12 NFL review time, and you better not X out of this video before you're done watching all the way through, or else I will find you and kiss you on the lips. That's not a threat, it's a promise. The video begins right after this. Before I begin, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Upside. Every year, we all pledge to save more and spend less, but how are you supposed to save when you're paying inflated prices for everyday essentials like gas and groceries? You can't just cut those purchases out of your budget. But now, thanks to my 2023 money back hack, you can get cash back from them with Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With Upside, I get cash back on every purchase. It's my secret weapon for staying on track with my savings goal. To get started, you have to download the free Upside app. Use my promo code BarryM and get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Then, pay as usual with a credit or debit card. Follow the steps in the app and get paid. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, be it PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Plus, Upside does not sell your personal information to third parties. They know that your info is a vital part of their trusted relationship with you. Upside users are earning hundreds of dollars a year, which is probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. Fact of the matter is that you will save money if you use the Upside app. I know this firsthand. It is amazing the amount of discounts you can get. Specifically in my case, when it comes to gas prices, it's really an invaluable part of my daily life. The Upside app has my complete and total endorsement, and I hope you give it a chance. You will not regret it. So what are you waiting for? Download the free Upside app and use code BarryM to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Green Bay versus Detroit. This game began as a shootout, no offense to Waco. The teams exchanged 3 touchdown passes in the first 12 minutes before Jared Goofball was strip-sacked by Rashawn Gary, and the ball was scooped up by Tokyo Olympic quitter Simone Biles' husband, Jonathan Owens, for a touchdown to put the Packers up 20-6 after 1. Goof fumbled again on the next drive, but Green Bay turned it over on downs. Green Bay pumped the lead to 23-6 at halftime. Shout out to LeGoat. Detroit cut it to 23-14 on their opening second half drive, but the Packers would answer with a Love-Watson connection, no offense to masseuses, to take a 29-14 lead into the fourth. Detroit got 3 fourth quarter drives, all down 15, but they couldn't score until there were 41 seconds left. They made it 29-22 before their onside kick failed to seal their surprising home loss. Congrats to the Packers for beating Goff on Thanksgiving, something we've all done before, don't deny it. Dallas versus Washington. Look, up there in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, actually, it's just the Cowgirls beating up on a shitty team again. Yawn. For almost a half, however, it looked like the Commandos would make this competitive as a Sam Howell touchdown run made it 14-10 with 2 minutes left before Dallas pumped the score to 20-10 at halftime. Washington went scoreless on their last 7 possessions, while stat pad Scott juiced his numbers in garbage time for rookie sensation Deron Bland had his 5th pick 6 of the season to reach the 45-10 final score. I cannot wait to watch the Cowboys choke in the playoffs again. It's one of my favorite yearly traditions. Maybe now Trump will pick the newly fired Jack Del Rio to be his VP in the 2024 election. San Fran versus Seattle. By the time this game started, I had begun to partake in massive alcohol consumption, so it was a little blurry to me, but because I am a hero, I will review it anyway. San Fran got on the board first with thick Tavon Austin running for a score to put them up 7-0. The Seabirds responded with a field goal, but the second quarter would be where the 49ers really created separation. No offense to Aaron Rodgers and his family. Christian McCaffrey scored not 1, but 2 Aryan Brotherhood approved touchdowns to give San Fran a commanding 24-3 halftime lead. Seattle then decided to be douchebags to their fans by giving them false hope with a pick 6 and field goal in the third quarter to make it 24-13 entering the fourth. But after Seattle punted away their fourth quarter drive down 11, Brock Purdy threw a touchdown pass to Brandon Ayuk, who is 2023 Heisman favorite Jaden Daniels' former teammate in college. Yes, it's true. And that was about all she wrote for this forgettable game. Seahawks fans were then forced to walk back, sadly, to their crappy apartments in shitty weather with their shitty Starbucks coffee. Miami versus the Jets. The Dolphins are just the Cowboys who play in a nicer part of the country. They beat up on horrible teams like the Jets to juice their record, so it came as no surprise that they beat up on Tim Boyle, who was fucking terrible. But not even I, or really anybody else, probably expected him to throw a pick 6 on a Hail Mary to close out the first half. That's Dan Orlovsky running out of the end zone, Mark Sanchez butt fumble type of infamy. The moment Miami reached 17 points, you knew the game was over since the Jets' offense is so horrific. The Jets would eventually score an offensive touchdown in the fourth quarter, but it was sandwiched in between 2 Raheem Mostert touchdown runs in garbage time. Despite their record, I don't think the Dolphins are a serious title contender, and this is just my guess, but I don't think that losing Aaron Rodgers will be a good enough excuse to save the Jets front office members, Joe Douglas, and coaches from getting fired. Maybe Robert Saleh will be spared, but all the offensive crew, Nathaniel Hackett, they're going to be fired to me. But let's be honest, no matter what the Jets do, they're always going to be garbage. Eat Arby's. Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. The Steelers finally fired Matt Canada, and they continue to not put up a lot of points, but at least they gained yards, I guess. This game, as with every Steelers game, went about as you'd expect. There were lots of punts, low scoring. It was very boring, especially with Cincinnati playing Jake Browning at quarterback, who would throw a touchdown pass early in the second quarter to give Cincy a 7-3 lead. The Bengals would drive in the third quarter with a chance to extend the lead, but Browning threw an interception which the Steelers scored a touchdown off of to go up 10-7 heading into the fourth. The Bengals got a drive down 3, but they punted. Then, after Pittsburgh added a field goal to go up 6, Cincy got another drive but punted again. The Steelers then went up 16-7 with 3 minutes left, after which Cincy added a field goal with 2 minutes left, but their onside kick failed, sealing the loss. Jake Browning? More like Jake shitting. Am I right? Giants versus Patriots. The Giants defeated the Patriots in a low-scoring affair? I haven't seen that before. This game was so unbelievably boring, I'm not going to spend much time on it. Mac Jones got benched again at halftime following 2 interceptions. Bailey Zappi wasn't much better, but at least he got New England on the board. Tommy DeVito continued to be as bad as you'd expect, and with the game tied at 7 in the fourth quarter, Zappi threw an interception deep in Patriots territory, which New Jersey kicked a field goal off of to go up by 3 with 8 minutes left. The teams exchanged punts before Zappi set up New England with a game-tying 35-yard field goal attempt, which was botched because Tom Brady was no longer on the Patriots sideline to will his kickers to make kicks, dropping New England to 2-9. Yes, Brady tards, Tom Brady is still overrated, and that will never change. Atlanta versus New Orleans. I warned all of you Saints fans a couple weeks ago that the drop on the Derek Carr roller coaster was coming, and we saw that here. He threw a beautiful touchdown pass to Jesse Bates to help put Atlanta up 7-3 after 1. A little while later, the Falcons upped their lead to 14-6 with a Bijan Honey Mustard Robinson touchdown run. The Saints then added a field goal, then DoorDash Ritter threw an end zone interception to make it 14-9 Falcons at halftime. A Saints field goal made it 14-12 when Ritter threw another interception, giving the Saints a prime chance to take the lead, but Mormon Tebow fumbled the ball right back in the red zone. The Falcons then began the fourth with a 95-yard touchdown drive to go up 21-12. The teams exchanged field goals to reach the final score of 24-15. No offense to Josh Giddey. Tennessee versus Carolina. Will Levis versus Booster Seat Bryce. Holy shit, somebody get me a new pair of underwear stat. Derrick Henry got Tennessee up 7-0 early on, which Carolina cut into, no offense to emos, with a field goal. But Kevin Hart got strip sacked deep in his own territory on the Panthers' next drive, which set up Henry's second touchdown run of the day, put Tennessee up 14-3. Tennessee then went up 17-3 at halftime before Danny DeVito led Carolina on their only touchdown drive of the day to make it 17-10 midway through the third. The next quarter and a half was terrible, boring football with the teams exchanging punt after punt. Ariana Grande had one more chance to win or tie for Carolina, but he turned it over on downs to seal the 7-10 loss for the Panthers. Baby Bryce is so dog shit, he got his first-year head coach fired 11 games into his tenure. The Third Reich might be gone, but the SS, Shane Steichen, is still in Indy. Jacksonville versus Houston. The game started off slow, no offense to Chris Broussard's cousin, with Jacksonville taking a 3-0 lead after 1, then going up 10-0 following a deceptive touchdown run by Trevor Lawrence. CJ Stroud threw a touchdown to make it 10-7 before the Jaguars expanded the lead to 13-7 with a field goal. Following a Houston missed field goal, Jacksonville got the ball back all the way down to the Houston 1-yard line, but they got stuffed like my ex-wife on spring break at the goal line to end the first half. A Lawrence interception started the second half, which Houston then turned into a touchdown to go up 14-13. Jacksonville answered right back, though, with a touchdown and 2-point conversion of their own, with responsible parlay bettor Calvin Ridley accounting for all 8 points. The Jaguars then went up 24-14 early in the fourth on a field goal before Houston cut it 24-21 with 5:15 left on another Stroud touchdown pass. Stroud would get one more drive with a chance to win or tie, but his stupid, worthless kicker missed the 58-yard field goal to seal the loss for Houston. Indianapolis versus Tampa Bay. The game began with the teams nailing some threes. Shout out to me in college. For a Baker Mayfield interception set up Indy's first touchdown. Indy quickly went up 17-3 in the second quarter following a mustache-approved touchdown run by Gardner Minshew. A couple drives later, Minshew threw a terrible interception which set up a 2020 Buccaneers Super Bowl run-esque short field touchdown from Baker to Mike Evans. The third quarter saw nothing but another Indy field goal to put them up 20-10. Baker then found Evans for their second Cheesecake Factory sponsored touchdown to cut it to 20-17 with 12:50 left, but Indy answered back with a touchdown run to push it back to 10. Tampa would add a field goal and have a drive down 27-20 with 2:21 left, but Mayfield got strip sacked to end win the game. Rams versus Cardinals. This was pretty much a replay of the wild card matchup from a couple years ago. Stat Padford had himself a day, throwing 4 touchdowns while the Cards continued to be crap. Arizona actually had an 8-7 lead after the first quarter, but the Rams then ripped off 30 consecutive points to go up 37-8 before the Cardinals heroically scored a garbage time touchdown to make it 37-14 to reach the over. It's pretty incredible how despite this aggressively shitty performance, the Cardinals didn't record a single turnover. Are the Rams quietly on their way to sneaking into the top 7 in the NFC? Will they ever find a woman to be happy with? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Kansas City versus Las Vegas. It's somewhat comforting to know that no matter what year it is, the Raiders will always be there to act as a get-right game for Kermit Mahomes and the Chiefs. Although this one began a little sticky for Taylor Swift's new team. Vegas jumped out to an early 14-0 lead before things went way too far left, which isn't surprising since the Raiders have AOC as their quarterback. But Mahomes then remembered he's supposed to be good, and KC ripped off 21 unanswered points to take a 21-14 lead. Vegas added a field goal to make it 21-17 entering the fourth, before Mahomes threw another touchdown to make it 28-17. Vegas would never score again, while KC added a field goal to reach 31-17 final score. Denver versus Cleveland. A very boring, nondescript game, which has been pretty par for the course for the Broncos, who are now on a 5-game win streak following the shellacking of the Browns. Denver jumped out to a 14-0 lead early on before Cleveland slowly chipped away to make it 14-12 late in the third. Denver went up 17-12, and Cleveland had a chance early in the fourth to even take the lead, but they fumbled the ball away, and Russell Wilson capitalized with a touchdown pass to up the lead to 24-12. XFL Hall of Famer PJ Walker was unable to do anything the rest of the way for Cleveland, except fumble and take a safety, which sealed the 29-12 win for the Ponies. Philadelphia versus Buffalo. Game of the year? Game of the decade? Game of the entire existence of humankind? Yep. It's pretty funny how people do nothing but shit on Jalen Hurts for being a horrible player and being carried by his super team, etc., yet all he does is keep leading his offense to touchdowns and winning. Early on, the Hurts haters were out again in full force, but they never learn. Buffalo had a 17-7 lead at halftime and a 24-14 lead after 3. The Hurts haters were so horny they forgot that football games are for 4 quarters. Hurts cut the lead to 24-21 with a touchdown pass to Devonta Smith, then after a Josh Allen interception, had an insane touchdown pass to Olamide Zacchaeus, put Philly up 28-24. Teams exchanged punts, then Allen led Buffalo on a go-ahead touchdown drive with 2 minutes left, but all the horny Hurts haters blew their loads early as he got Philly into field goal range, where Jake Elliott made one of the best field goals ever to send the game into overtime. The Eagles lost the overtime coin toss, and Buffalo kicked a field goal to go up 34-31, but we all knew what was coming, as the 2023 NFL MVP ran and threw Philly into the red zone, where he then ran for a 12-yard game-winning touchdown to win the game 37-34 and improve the Eagles to 10-1. Was that 12-yard touchdown run long enough for you stupid dipshits? 5 more touchdowns are now added to Hurts' season total, and he's on pace for 45 total touchdowns. Haters, suck my fucking balls. We're winning the Super Bowl. Baltimore versus Chargers. Let's just skip right to the fourth quarter where most of the action was. Baltimore was up 13-3. Herbie, somewhat loaded, got strip sacked deep in Baltimore territory before getting the ball back and throwing a touchdown to make it 13-10 with 8:32 left. After supposed Hall of Famer Justin Tucker missed a 44-yard field goal, Herbert got the ball back with a chance to win, as is the ritual with every Chargers quarterback. Unfortunately for Herbie stands, he crapped his pants, turning the ball over on downs. Zay Flowers then broke off a 37-yard touchdown run to seal the 20-10 win for Baltimore, dropping the Chargers to 4-7 and Herbert to a career record of 29-32. I said it back in September, but my guess is Bill Belichick will be coaching the Chargers in 2024. If I'm right, remember this. If not, well, kiss my ass. I'm handsome. Chicago versus Minnesota. Hey, did you know that Josh Dobbs is an astronaut? Let's check in on his progress after this game. Much like Baltimore and the Chargers, this game was horrific, and there was nothing to really talk about until the fourth quarter. The Bears entered the fourth up 6-3, then kicked a field goal to go up 9-3. Then Dobbs threw his 4th interception of the game, but Justin Fields fumbled it right back. Dobbs then led the only touchdown drive of the game to put the Vikings up 10-9 with 6 minutes left. Then Fields fumbled it away again because he sucks. Luckily for him though, Dobbs sucks too, and Minnesota punted it right back. Fields then led Chicago into field goal range, where they kicked the game-winning field goal to win 12-10. That's right, Justin Fields won this game despite leading his team to no touchdowns, and that's exactly how people pretend Jalen Hurts wins every game. Shame on both of these teams for being horrible to watch and giving us this terrible performance. The Barry Awards are back after a week off. The winners for Week 12, in my opinion, Offensive Player of the Week goes to Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia. I know a lot of you are going to have a problem with that, but guess what? You can suck my ass. It's my video. And yeah, I might be a little biased, but so what? At least I admit it. Defensive Player of the Week, Rashawn Gary of the Packers. He had 3 sacks, a couple forced fumbles. Bills. He's finally started to come into his own after being drafted in the first round in 2019. My biggest loser of the week is the Buffalo Bills. They dropped to 6-6. There's a shot they might not even make the playoffs now. They had multiple go-ahead scores in the fourth quarter and overtime, and they still lost. My Tom Brady check down pass of the week award winner goes to Patrick Mahomes for this unbelievably Brady-and touchdown pass in the fourth quarter. Put the Chiefs up double digits. That's right, folks. It's a moment you've all been waiting for. Close that porn tab. Put that joint down. It's puppy time.